Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're joining us from in any part of the world. You're welcome to yet another edition of your favorite fintech podcast, Africa Fintech Podcast. It's going to be another exciting time today. Um, I promise you that you're going to learn a lot from this event today. We have with us today three people. They are very knowledgeable in the field that we're discussing today. And before we even introduce the topic of this day, let us introduce the guest today. Um, Shepo, do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Sure. So definitely. So hi, my name is Tepos Slavela, and I'm the founder and CTO of Digital Stockfall Platform.
Thank you. You're welcome. And Davo, please go ahead. Indavo, can you introduce yourself?
I think we can't
Your
hear
mic
her
is
audio.
muted. Yeah, she's muted.
Apologies for that.
There we go. Perfect.
My name is Lefano Londawa, and I am the co-founder of Digital Stockfall Platform. Our mission is to create accessible, secure, and transparent financial solutions for the underbanked and underserved communities, and that is why we are here today. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you very much. Nice having you. Um, Bosley, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Olu, and everyone who's joined today. My name is Bushebuzile Kunene, Chief Product Owner at Digital Stock for Platform. And my role is really to drive the innovative solution by developing inclusive, secure, and transparent solutions, that will really resonate with our communities. So that's why we're here today, and we hope to delve into this topic. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Can you please introduce your organization? Let us know what you do.
Okay. So basically, Digital Stockfall Platform is is an organization that we've built, built on top of a blockchain network. And what we've basically trying to do is digitize the whole stockfall industry and challenge the financial landscape here in South Africa. So a stockfall is basically an informal kind of saving club. So it's basically groups of family or friends that come together, contribute a fixed amount of money on a regular basis towards a common goal. So what we've basically done is we've decided to take this, old kind of African tradition and put this on a blockchain network because the most part of it is quite unregulated. And I mean, it needs to be formulated so that it can add, substantial value in terms of, our countries and our markets and our economics. So basically, what we've done there is we've created a platform where a person can actually join the platform and join a saving club, with like-minded individuals or with family and friends, and they can actually contribute and save towards a common goal.
Thank you very much. The topic today is on crypto adoption and regulatory issues, challenges, opportunities, and we're going to ask you to share with us your experiences so far in South Africa and in Africa as a whole.
Yep.
Let me first ask, Shepo, this question goes to you. What is your perspective of the current state of cryptocurrency adoption in Africa?
Yeah, I think it's Africa has had one of the highest crypto adoption rates in Europe, and I think it comes down to necessity. People aren't just buying crypto as an investment; they're using it for real life financial solutions. And also, in many places, banking.
Hello, Shepo, are you
Yes,
still there?
I'm still here. Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Okay, yeah, we lost you for a second.
Okay. No, yes. So I was just basically, saying that Africa has one of the highest crypto adoption rates globally, and I think it comes down to necessity. People aren't just buying crypto as an investment. They're using it for real life financial solutions. And in many places, banking is expensive, cross border payments are slow, and inflation eats away at savings. So crypto does solve these kind of problems.
Thank you very much. Um, Ndawo, any contribution to that?
No, I think Tapo has said. I mean, people, rely on of it, and I mean, not inaccessibility of the crypto, but of the banks. Banks are expensive. Transfer fees are also expensive. So people choose crypto in order for them to make their transfers and to make their payments cheaper and securely using a smartphone.
Thank you. Why do you think Africa is considered a significant market for crypto adoption?
I think it's because Africa has a large unbanked population. I mean, nearly 57% of all adults don't have a bank account. And this is one of the reasons because our traditional banking is expensive, it's inaccessible. So crypto becomes reliable and it becomes accessible for people that don't really have access to traditional banking.
Interesting. That's great. But if I may ask, what factors make cryptocurrency appealing to many Africans?
Okay, so there's basically, many factors, that's appealing to Africans. No bank account is required. There's not, much paperwork that would be required. You wouldn't be required to go to any branch, to open a crypto account. So crypto is quite faster and it's cheaper than traditional banking services. And, definitely in terms of earning quite competitive opportunities, crypto does give that edge.
Oh, thank you, Shepo. In Africa, crypto adoption varies across different African countries. Can you please shed some light into this?
Yes. So basically, all countries like Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa lead in adoption because of remittances and inflation. Nigeria has a high peer-to-peer, trading volume. Kenya integrates crypto into mobile money, and South Africa has more crypto-friendly kind of regulations. So in other countries like Algeria and Morocco, they still have restrictions, but they are opening up to blockchain, which I think would be good for their region as well.
Great. Okay, let us go to the regulatory landscape. Do you think the primary regulatory challenges facing crypto in Africa?
So I think most and many governments are basically undecided about how to treat crypto. And some central banks block crypto transactions, and there's no clear laws for resolving any fraud cases that arise with these cryptocurrencies.
So let me ask you, how have the African governments across Africa responded to the crypto revolution?
So some governments, like South Africa and Nigeria, have do really recognize and regulate crypto, while others like Ethiopia and Algeria still restrict it. Many countries, are still researching central bank digital currencies, which are CBDCs, which may coexist, in alignment, with cryptocurrencies.
Okay. So over back to you again. What is the role of the central banks in shaping the crypto ecosystem?
So, central banks, for me, they set policies that determine if banks can work with crypto businesses. Some exploring CBDCs, like I've just mentioned, with like Nigeria with the e-naira, which could integrate, perfectly with platforms like DSP, for easier digital savings and lending, across the African continent.
Interesting. So, from what you have said, Nigeria, South Africa, they are playing a very good role in
Yep,
leading the market in Africa,
yep.
and also Mauritius. That's interesting. So now, how do you think regulatory uncertainties impact the growth of cryptocurrency startups in Africa?
And I think it's the clear thing. When laws are unclear, businesses struggle to get banking services, investments, or user trust. So it's quite critical that regulatory uncertainties, they need to start opening up to cryptos and start getting at least the laws at its most baseline form, so that at least adoption can start going up, and actually can startups can actually go in with cryptocurrencies and build these real life solutions that would impact the people, African people on the ground.
Okay, thank you. I think we've cleared the regulatory challenges, and thank you for sharing your light on it. Let's move ahead and try to discuss something about opportunities in crypto adoption. How can cryptocurrency address financial inclusion challenges in Africa? Bule, if you don't mind, can you take this
Yes,
question?
certainly. So crypto can essentially enable people to save and send money and invest without, the banks. I'll make an example with digital stock for platform, and we've taken this further by creating a community-based saving and lending model that people already understand. So we deeply understand the heartbeat of our informal economy and recognize its untapped potential. It's time for us to leverage and build strategies and skills and technologies that really work for us to solve these problems through crypto. So by offering crypto financial services and products that are designed to resonate with our informal community, we really do believe that crypto can uplift our communities, by providing opportunities that empower individuals and strengthens collective growth. So education is really key, and I would urge everyone to inform themselves, around crypto, and we also just want to drive, the awareness and the education and the adoption of crypto. So definitely, there are opportunities there.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that thoughts and idea. But my question will go to this. One of the major issues we have in payments in Africa is cross-border payments. How do you think crypto-based solutions can help tackle this problem in issues in cross-border payments in Africa?
Yes. I mean, our cross-border transfers today and high fees. So crypto allows for low-cost transfers, and DSP's partnerships with Njia Pay supports cross-border payments, whereby a user that's all the way in Nigeria but resides in South Africa can easily send funds to back home, and those funds can be instantly paid without any high fees and without any intermediary. But
Okay, that's a good one. So, do you think crypto can really solve this problem of border payments?
Yes, it can, because definitely, crypto does cut out the middleman, reducing the cost, and traditional services like Western Union charge up to 10%, while crypto transfers can cost less than 1% in some cases. So definitely crypto can solve, a huge, huge problem when it comes to cross-border payments. And, as we know, our African people love, our African countries. So cross-border payments does become, quite important in that regard.
Okay, thank you. Shepo, let me ask you, what potential does crypto hold for remittances in Africa?
So crypto plays a big role, because I mean, because also blockchain records cannot be altered, so it can fight like corruption, and help track government spending and improve trust in financial transactions, and traditional services, as mentioned, like Western Union and all of these, payment service providers across Africa, they charge a whole lot of money, just to move this money around, and also the time of settlement of these funds, so with crypto we can definitely make transfers, and you can have payments, happen in real time, and the receiver can get them instantly anywhere in Africa.
Okay. But let me ask you, can blockchain technology enhance transparency in African economies?
Yes, it can, because blockchain is so transparent and so secure, the technology itself. So blockchain records cannot be altered, so it can fight corruption, track government spending, and improve trust, in these financial transactions between the government, and private institutions.
Okay. Well, one of the growing industry in Africa is the Africa SMEs. If I may ask you, what are the opportunities that exist for crypto in supporting African SMEs?
Yep. So basically, crypto offers SMEs access to international markets, alternative financing, in terms of decentralized loans and peer-to-peer kind of lending and cost-effective transactions. So you can imagine SMEs coming together, fund pooling their money, using crypto, the opportunities that would open up for them as well.
Okay, thank you. But let me ask you now, we've talked about crypto adoption across Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Mauritius, Kenya, as the case is. Are there any success stories of crypto projects making a tangible impact in Africa? Bule, if you don't mind, can you take this?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I can attest that, there are crypto project stories, and, DSP also being one of them, pioneering in blockchain-based stock files, while your BitPesa, which started in Kenya, expanded across Africa, offering businesses and individuals, faster and cheaper international payments using Bitcoin and blockchain technology. And also the likes of Yellow Card, they provide a simple way for Africans to buy and sell and store cryptocurrencies in local currencies. So really, they are big success stories in Africa as a whole, and we are revolutionizing, how we build our stockful journeys.
Oh, thank you, Bule. Let us move a little bit further. Let us look at the global influence on African in the context. Um, how do global crypto trends influence Africa's adoption rates?
So, global trends such as Bitcoin, EFTs, DeFi expansion, and institutional adoption impact African markets, by increasing awareness, driving investment, and shaping local regulations, But I think, it would be important for Africa, just to have them at an oversight level while we build our own capacity in terms of our own cryptocurrencies and our own, blockchain network. Because us also, adapting to their cryptocurrencies will basically take us back to being in the same kind of position.
Thank you. And I can put it to you. What are the roles of international organizations in Africa's crypto space?
So yes, so there are organizations, that play a role within the Africa crypto space. So you have organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, and global crypto firms, contribute to policy discussions, infrastructure development, in funding, blockchain projects in Africa.
Mm, okay. What lessons can African nations, countries learn from other regions about crypto regulation?
Countries, I think African countries can definitely, adopt a balanced regulatory approach, like those in Europe or Singapore, ensuring customer protection without limiting, innovation. Because it's one thing to have regulation up, but if you don't have any room for innovation, nothing is gonna come out of it.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about risk and mitigation. What are the major risks you think that are really associated with cryptocurrency adoption in Africa?
Sure. So I would, sure, at the top of my head, I'd say fraud, volatility, lack of regulation, and cybersecurity threats are really key risks, and I'll also hand it over to my team to, just add on some of the risk mitigations. But, those are the major associated risks with cryptocurrency.
Is anyone taking that?
Okay, so basically, with the fraud, and I mean this stems, with the use of public blockchains, because as we know, public blockchains, are very less tolerant, to KYC and actual, having real participants within the blockchain network. So fraud does then become does raise a couple of concerns, and I think then that's when now the rise of more permissioned blockchain will come into effect, like the likes of DSP. Then we have we have these KYC mechanisms in place whereby now we can actually check, and make sure that all the participants within the blockchain network are valid and have been vetted, which minimizes the risk to all of these kind of attacks that we'd get.
Thank you. The question is, what do you think stakeholders can do to address the concerns about crypto-related fraud and scams?
Okay, so definitely, I think education, driving, more education and awareness in crypto, and having, people make their background checks, I think that would be a big push. And definitely regulation, putting in the right pieces of regulation, but without, strangling innovation. I think that's definitely another way that they could take it. And definitely, blockchain analytics tools, which can help, mitigate fraud and the likes.
Okay, let's talk about digital literacy and crypto usage. What role do you think digital literacy can play in ensuring safer crypto usage?
Mm. Yeah, so basically, increased digital literacy reduces vulnerability and, enhances financial security. Uh, that ensures that we are transacting securely, transparently and openly. And this is all, by really educating ourselves around the vulnerabilities and securities around crypto.
There should be a balance between innovation and risk. Let me ask, how do you think government and regulators can actually strike a balance in between
Mm.
this innovation and risk?
Okay, so clear frameworks and policies definitely can help in terms of having the clear balance between innovation and the risk of consumer protection. And definitely what we've also noticed is we have different governments, including South Africa, opening up regulatory sandboxes for these innovations or innovators to come in and test their financial products and services with oversight of these regulatory bodies. And I think that goes a long way, as it gives them an idea in terms of where these crypto solutions are headed to and how they can use, come in with their approach in terms of regulation. And definitely, collaboration with industry players are much key. So we do need, the likes of traditional financial institutions coming in, and also trying to collaborate, with these new and emerging kind of crypto service providers. And I think then that would lead a strong and clear paveway for moving forward.
Oh, we lost some audio there.
I think. Oh,
Yeah, we're
oh, there we go.
moving into crypto and financial institutions. Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes, that's much.
Yeah, yeah. The question is, how are traditional financial institutions in Africa responding to cryptocurrency usage?
Yeah, so all banks are cautious, but they are exploring blockchain integrations, and partnerships with crypto firms. But at this point, it's not really out there, but very much there is a response and adoption of blockchain integration.
Do you think African banks they appreciate the introduction of crypto?
Oh yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, go for it, Tepo.
Yes, they do. And I think we also seeing this with some banks are actually testing blockchain internally. For more internal operations. And not
We also see
with public kind of facing operations. So, for example,
testing
some banks are
blockchain.
testing blockchain. For cross-border payments. Identity verification, and faster settlements.
Okay, the question now is, what do you think the impact of the central bank digital currency will have on crypto adoption?
So all CBDCs, central bank digital countries, may increase trust in digital finance, but also collaborate, with more decentralized
All
cryptocurrencies, because that
CBDCs,
will give
central
them a
digital
better view
currencies,
in terms of having
may
day-to-day kind of financial
increase
operations,
trust
take place using cryptocurrencies.
in digital
Okay,
finance, but
that's fair
also
enough.
collaborate, with more decentralized
We hope that
currency view in terms
the
of
CBDs
day-to-day kind of
will meet the
financial
challenges
operations,
that
take
it's
place using
facing in the present day market. Let's talk about legal and policy discussions. What policies could help encourage safe crypto adoption in Africa?
Clear regulation frameworks and guidelines, and could definitely encourage safer crypto adoption. More clarity in terms of tax matters, in terms of how are these cryptocurrencies going to be taxed, and definitely more consumer protection measures specific to cryptocurrency operations are definitely needed.
clear regulations
Thank you.
and guidelines,
Are,
could
are there
encourage
specific
safer crypto
frameworks
adoption.
African regulators
More
could
clarity in tax matters in
consider
terms
for
of
crypto?
cryptocurrencies going to be taxed, and definitely
Yes.
more
In
So,
that
consumer
way,
protection, cryptocurrency
so
operations
So
are
definitely
definitely
hybrid and agile models, combined regulation with innovation friendly policies, are ideal for this. And I think having these specific frameworks, at their most simplest form
yes.
could
So
definitely, help African regulators for them to actually start exploring, and giving the
combined
floor open,
regulation with
for
innovation
innovators to
friendly
come in
policy,
and
having
see what they could actually
these
produce
specific
utilizing,
frameworks,
cryptocurrencies.
at their most simplest form, could
let's
definitely
dive a
help
little bit
actors
into
Yeah.
for them
taxation. How do you think taxation
actually start
can affect
exploring,
crypto
and
usage
giving
and investment in
the floor
Africa?
open, for innovators to come in and
Did you get my question?
Yeah, so high
Did
tech
you,
investment and innovation in the sector of crypto. And I think it's very important that taxation is really not taxed when it comes to crypto in order for our people to really utilize
I think we're losing your audio. Let's do an audio check again. Hello, Shepo, are you
Okay.
there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. I think Claudia might be having some network
Bule, are you
difficulties.
there?
Yes, I'm here.
Uh, Indawo, do we still have you? I think we are having issues with our audio, but we can go ahead as she tries to fix that. We're going
Okay,
to move
perfect. I
into
think she's
crypto awareness and education. And
Yeah.
the first question will be, how important is crypto education for accelerating adoption in Africa?
All right. So crypto education is very crucial for wider adoption, as it empowers individuals and businesses with the knowledge needed to safely and effectively use cryptocurrencies. So education does help reduce misinformation, and it increases confidence in blockchain technology, and it ensures that informed decision making in crypto
Kete.
transactions.
Okay. Okay. Shepo, you want to add to that?
Seems like we lost Chepo as well.
Oh, we lost him as well. Okay. Let's hold on for them to come back.
Okay.
Let's get them back into the studio. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry about the technical itch. working to make sure we fix this. It's one of the challenges of technology and internet. Kindly bear with us. Hello, Chepo.
It seems like they're trying to rejoin.
Yeah, we'll wait. Let's just wait a minute or two for them to join us back. Okay. Um, I think we'll go ahead while we're waiting for them. Um, and the next question will be, are there initiatives aimed at increasing awareness of cryptocurrencies in Africa? We're still on education and awareness.
Yeah, definitely. So there are, or we've seen several, initiatives, including online courses, community-based driven programs, and universities, focused at increasing crypto literacy in Africa. So definitely there are increasing awarenesses around crypto in our institutions.
Okay, thank you for that. Um, what role do educational institutions play in crypto literacy?
So university and training centers are increasingly incorporating blockchain and crypto courses, into their curriculum. So institutions, as I've mentioned, like University of Cape Town, offer blockchain certification programs, helping build skills and workforce for Africa's emerging digital economy.
You're welcome back, Shepo. We
Hi
lost you
guys,
for a
apologies.
while.
We're just having some network difficulties.
No.
It's all right. And Leonie, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. I apologize for that.
It's all right. We've actually covered the issue of education, crypto
Okay.
Yeah.
adoption, the role education can play, and also we spoke about how university education institutions can also play a major role. I don't know if Chipo and Doawo has anything to you have anything to add to
No,
that?
I definitely agree to that. I think definitely, educational institutions can play a major role in terms of crypto literacy. But also, I think also the programs that they also need to start driving, needs to start including crypto, and so that they can get more comfortable. And then, who knows, maybe then they could also assist in terms of, coming up with the regulations for this crypto and this latest technology that we're utilizing.
Thank you very much. Yes, one of the issues we have in Africa that also just affected us right now is the
Yeah.
internet. How do you think internet will work in crypto adoption and usage?
So internet access is a cornerstone for crypto adoption, as transactions on and blockchain interactions require online connectivity. So limited and or expensive internet access hinders participation in the crypto economy. So I think then definitely our telcos also need to come to the party, in terms of trying to assist us and getting reach into these remote areas, so that we can actually have these people participate within these digital or crypto economies.
Thank you for that. May I ask, are there infrastructural problems that might affect the adoption of crypto?
Yep, of course, and I mean with also internet access, challenges do include inconsistent, electricity supply, and definitely, especially in remote areas where they lack, basic electricity, then then definitely they would lack, internet access. So definitely, and of course, with that high internet costs and limited access to smartphones, I think that's also one of a challenge that could hinder adoption of these, because we do need these smart devices, and of course having now solutions being part of these feature phones, because feature phones are quite also prevalent here in Africa because they're much cheaper, but offer the same kind of services in terms of access to internet. So having platforms like Digital Stockful platform being affiliated with feature phones service providers, and having the platform on there, then you know what, then it does become a good barrier, and those barriers will definitely affect rural areas and low coming populations.
Thank you, Chepo. Let's go down a little bit. Africa tech hubs and startups, they seem to have the global attention right now. How do you think they can contribute to crypto ecosystem in Africa?
Tech hubs and startups can drive innovation by developing user friendly crypto platforms, fostering community education, and collaborating with governments and crypto providers to address gaps. Platforms like DSP allow for easy integrations, so that helps a lot with innovators and tech hubs and these startups to come together for a good common cause.
Yep.
Thank you. Let us talk about partnerships and also collaborations in the crypto landscape in Africa. Are there partnerships between crypto platforms and African governments or regulatory authorities?
Yeah, I mean, partnerships are emerging with governments exploring blockchain for public services
Yep.
like land registration, like school registrations and financial inclusion programs. So I think we are going to also be seeing a lot of trend into that as well. And I believe that startups and crypto startups should allow for government to be there and join the journey with.
Yep.
That's on a local level. Thank you for that. Let me also ask you, NGOs and developmental agencies, international NGOs, I mean, are they engaging with Africa on crypto?
Yep. So basically, from what we've noticed, NGOs definitely also leverage blockchain, for transparent aid distribution. They use the crypto to store and disperse funds. They can even go as far as utilizing crypto, for supply chain management, to track, exactly where these aids that are coming from, reach the final destinations where they actually need to be deployed to.
Interesting. Then let me ask, what role do tech giants play in Africa cryptocurrency space?
Okay, so tech giants like Google and Meta are supporting blockchain innovations, through grants, partnerships, and infrastructure development, enhancing accessibility and adoption across the continent. So I think also what they want to do and see is, because they don't understand the African market on the ground, is then have them, get access to this technology and have Africans build solutions that will work for Africans on the ground.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's talk about the future of crypto in Africa. What does the future hold for cryptocurrency adoption in Africa?
So many central banks are exploring the CBDCs as a way to modernize financial systems and offer a government-backed alternative to decentralized cryptocurrencies. And I think that's the most brilliant thing as Africans we can do for ourselves, because we will be taking our control back and we will have so much more that we can do not only for our communities but as Africa as a whole.
Yeah, and just to add, Africa
Interesting.
is poised for significant crypto growth,
Yeah.
driven by grassroots adoption, increasing regulatory clarity, and the growth of blockchain-based solutions. So yeah, just in addition to what Fluni has said.
Thank you for that. We've heard about some African countries are creating their own CBDCs. Do you foresee many more African countries or African nations creating their own cryptocurrencies?
Yep. And I think, they should be, because cryptocurrencies just go beyond a cryptocurrency. With a cryptocurrency being implemented very well, you could easily, just as easily, create your own financial ecosystem, which is what I think is a big need here in Africa. And once we start creating own financial ecosystems that will speak to our own problems, then I think then Africa is definitely poised for success, utilizing the likes of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology as a whole.
Interesting. The digital economy in Africa is on the rise. How could blockchain and crypto redefine Africa's digital economy?
Creating our own financial ecosystems and blockchain can enable digital identity systems,
Yeah.
transparent governance, secure transactions, and innovative financial models. I mean, fostering a more inclusive and efficient digital economy is what we should all be focusing on in order for us to really have our own financial institutions and digital institutions and make a difference in our people's lives.
Thank you. Well, we're getting close to the end. But before we go out of this section, are there trends we need to watch out for in the Africa's crypto landscape in the next few years ahead?
Yes, so definitely, things like expansion of CBDCs, increased DeFi adoption, because I think that's also quite critical for Africa. We need these cryptocurrencies or these digital platforms to come in and also be a part of everyday life, or everyday kind of transactions. So we will be definitely seeing, more DeFi kind of platforms coming onto the fore, like digital stockful platform, whereby we can offer financial services, like saving and investing, and credit, without the need of an intermediary. And I think we need more of that within Africa, and we can build our own African financial products and services, which then would definitely assist us and definitely have Africa, leading the way in terms of crypto adoption and implementations.
Yeah, and just to add on that, I think community-based savings forums are also quite important. It's important for us as a community to save towards common goals and for the common good, really. And when we do join forces, we are unstoppable. There's nothing that we really can't do, and I think it's time for Africa to do that in the crypto space and in the digital systems space.
Thank you. To our closing questions, what advice will you give to African entrepreneurs exploring crypto
Okay, so
opportunities?
my advice would, yes, they need to be wary, but they should not run away, because I think utilizing crypto implementations and it being done the right way, people can actually get value out of it. I mean, with crypto, we have the ability, to set challenging or competitive interest rates, because we operate on the blockchain network itself. So definitely, focusing on solving real financial problems and prioritizing compliance and building trust through education and transparency, then I think that's what we can give to African entrepreneurs, exploring crypto opportunities. And we want them, to think of our African problems and solve those problems first for African people. Then I think we should be good to go.
Oh, thank you. That's interesting. We dwelt a lot on regulation. How do you think individuals and businesses can prepare for the crypto regulated
Yep. So I
environment?
think individuals and businesses definitely need to stay informed on regulations. They need to read more of in cryptocurrencies, and I think they need to take it even a level higher in terms of reading more from a blockchain technology perspective. Because blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies and implementation utilizing blockchain technology. So once we can understand the fundamental principles and usages of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, then I think then definitely they will have a better view in terms of how then they could leverage or use specific crypto platforms, to maximize their own livelihoods.
Thank you for that. We talked a little bit on partnerships and collaborations. Let me put it to you: what partnerships are needed to propel the crypto adoption in Africa?
So we as I've mentioned, we definitely need a collaboration between financial institutions, number one, because they already have insights and they have the view. And I mean, if we're going to be honest, they are quite outdated, and I mean, then collaborating with crypto service providers, then definitely it can bridge the gap, in terms of now access to financial products and services, but utilizing crypto just to make them even more accessible, and more easier for people to actually consume.
Well, thank you. On a final thought, what do you think we need to do to overcome regulatory hurdles and maximize opportunities that lies in the crypto market?
I think, definitely engagement with regulators, industry advocacy, a user-centric approach. These platforms must be user-friendly, to interact with these crypto underlining crypto wallets or crypto technologies, because once a platform is user-friendly and the user experience is enhanced, then, adoption will then become quite quick. We're so lucky in Africa that, I think 60% of the population is deemed the youth, and we need to leverage that, so we are tech savvy, and once we can have these applications, more user friendly, crisp to the eye, and definitely having that in place, then that should actually overcome a whole lot of, regulatory hurdles, and maximize opportunities for people trying to play within the context of the crypto world.
Okay, thank you everybody for joining us. Just the last questions for everybody. Ndawo, what do you have for cryptos adopters, enthusiasts, and lovers across Africa? Your last word.
The time is now. There is no holding back. We are given this incredible technologies to create amazing solutions, not only for us, but to change also people's lives. And I think we have to take it upon ourselves to take up that space, make sure that we do really innovate and develop these platforms to change our people's lives because it's all in our hands at the end of the day.
Thank you very much. Bule, what do you have for us?
Yeah, so wow, Shani said it all, you know. Now is really the time for us, you know, to harness the power of blockchain. It's time for us to educate ourselves, you know, and be aware. Also, you know, just to build a culture of saving and lending as people harnessing these technologies. So yeah, I mean, so that's just it me.
Well, thank you.
Mm.
Chepo.
Yep. Well, also on my side, I think that the time has truly come for Africa, and
Yeah.
utilizing this latest technology trends will help us, build our own financial ecosystems, and we can stop relying on the Western financial ecosystems. I think, and once we build that capacity, then we can solve a whole lot of Africans' problems, and definitely, start seeing Africa as the leading continent in terms of finance and everything that we're doing.
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to say thank you to Ndawo, Bule, and Shepo for coming on today's Africa FinTech podcast. It's nice having you. You've actually delved into the discussions creditably, and you've shown your knowledge and your enthusiasm about the development of the crypto market in Africa. And thank you for what you do in your organization. You are really
Thank you.
appreciated. Well, my friend will always tell me the discussion continues. This is not going to be the end. There'll still be other forum, other engagements in this market. But thank you for
Perfect.
Thank
coming.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a
having
pleasure
me.
being here.
On, on the last note, thank you, our viewers, wherever you're joining us from across Africa and the global market. It's the end of another edition of Africa FinTech Podcast. See you on the next edition. It's nice having you
Thanks so
today.
much. Cheers.
Thank
Bye.